잘 이어서.
I'm not afraid of losing what I've found. If all the fallen pieces hit the ground, I see it in your eyes, my lover and my bride. Our love's a steady tide. A story speaks and silences my doubt. The wind may blow, but he's built this house. Your voice so soft and strong, my husband all alone. Our love's a steady song. And I lay down everything, every part of me, I'm yours. Oh, through everything, here we stand, hand in hand, I'm yours.
Are we just smaller versions of a bigger home? Are you the rivers in your veins, and mine the flakes that become snow? And you might believe that everything is broken, fragments of sentences we haven't spoken. Are we just jagged lines across a buried scene? Are the shapes inside a sunday the same as the arms of trees? And saying we're shells what we used to be. Maybe we're smaller. Are we just smaller? And I get lost in finding comfort this time. Fractals all around us, in hopes that I found us. There's beauty in these broken sounds. Now I know there is nothing to be feared. Oh, can we exist unfeared? Are we just searching for a little higher? Are the lines between us just a path to a vacant past? And you still make me think of what we used to be. Maybe we're smaller. Are we just smaller?
いたいたいた、うん、いた、なんかいた。